Coming to you live on WINNMediaSKN.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, formerly, or X, formerly known as Twitter. And just recently, Channel 40 TVC on the Cables Ultra TV system. We are Island T. Good morning to you.
Good morning to everyone.
Morning.
We trust and hope that everyone has had a very wonderful weekend. Today is the 19th of February, and it's Monday. It's the start of the work week. For many persons, majority of us, we start work on Monday. So yes, it is the beginning, and so no Monday morning blues here. It's all about productivity. It's all about ensuring that we are in the right mindset to carry out the duties of this week, to ensure that we all meet the mandates that we give ourselves. And so I want to say to those persons who are listening, who are on their way to work, to drive safely, drive cautiously, and to seize the moment, seize today. May today be a very productive one for you, and may you set the foundation that you need to ensure that all your tasks throughout the week, this week, that they are done and done effectively. Chef, how has your weekend been?
It was busy as usual. Yesterday wasn't so busy, but I had house tasks. So women know how that go. You have your busy work life, and then you have your house tasks. So,
yes.
But it was a good weekend. Lots happening, but yeah, it was good. Hope everyone had a good one.
Okay, wonderful. And so I am looking at some of the news articles, and of course we have, let me tell persons, some of our guests this morning. We have at 8:30 our regular program, Traffic Talk, where we invite our persons, our officers, to speak on traffic and traffic-related issues. And we then have at 9:15 the Inland Revenue. They have launched a new platform, the SMART platform, and so persons would be able to hear how that platform has been executed, what to expect of that platform, and how to use the platform. Based on the correspondence that I saw, it seemed that SMART been launched.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So looking at some of the articles, and I look at Antigua and Barbuda, and we're talking about potable water. Mm-hmm. And, we have had the issue here in St. Kitts when it comes to water and water shortage. Yes. I remember when I was a child, and, I would hear of tales from my cousins of the U.S. Virgin Islands and their water shortage. And I would boast here in St. Kitts and Nevis saying, we don't have those challenges.
Yes.
And to see that now, the situation is what it is. And so we look, and then when I look at it, and, it reminds me that although we are here, St. Kitts and Nevis, we're within the same region. Mm-hmm. And many times the issues that affect us affect our brothers and sisters across the region as well. And so it's an eye-opener. We look at it and we see that the cost of potable water to increase for Antiguans and Barbadians. And this is just over a sale tax hike. So they had a sale tax hike, weeks ago. Antiguans and Barbudans are facing another blow with increased water costs. So their water cost is increasing
and
now.
you know they don't say Antigua, like, I don't know. We used to say how the cost of living there real high. I don't know if it's higher than St. Kitts now. 'Cause up here, if you go to the supermarket, Lord,
I know.
I can't imagine having the price of water and so forth go up now.
I could imagine. And it says the cabinet revealed the decision during a post-meeting briefing indicating a March 1st implementation to commercial customers and a later adjustment for residential users. So they're going to first go to the commercial customers and then the residential users.
But once you go to the commercial customers, you're taking it to everybody,
So Melford Nicholas, overseeing the Antigua Public Utilities Authority, explained, the cabinet did give us consent, and I certainly did ask the management team to move towards implementation of a change in commercial prices for water. And he says here, general commercial customers will see an easy $10 rise per 1,000 gallons, a 20% increase, while the cruise port faces a hefty 75% increase of EC $25 per 1,000 gallons.
Wow.
And so Nicholas emphasized the necessity of these adjustments, highlighting their roles in repaying loans for enhanced water infrastructure. So, and he goes on to say, quote, we know there is a way of recovering the monies that will produce more water because the rate changes that are pending. Because of the rate changes that are pending, then we'll be in a position to service the loan for more internal resources. So it goes on to say the consolidated loan for ACB and its partner is going to be able to allow us to improve on metering systems, he said. Despite these plans, some residents are unhappy, citing irregular water access. Nicholas, however, assured that the rate changes would improve service reliability, indicating a potential end to water woes. So you see, water woes experienced in the other Caribbean countries as well. And we here in St. Kitts and Nevis, as I said before, we're experiencing our own water woes. And they have made the decision, the cabinet, to increase the cost of potable water. And so, to manage.
And, I mean, even I have a story here, and all of it kind of ties in. Antigua's had, I think, water issues forever. Anguilla, we know the islands that tend to struggle with that. We're now struggling with it. And I think that overall, just maintaining the infrastructure, development and all of that, it costs money. And because a lot of the islands don't have what we consider to be certain natural resources like oil and gold and the metals and stuff like other places, we have to be so creative in the way that we make money. And I personally feel, outside of tourism, the way that the government think they can make money is just by taxing the people. And that's like a snake eating itself in some ways, because it gets to the point where how much more you're on tax, how much more prices you're going to raise, And then you have the CBA program that a lot of people are turning to as well, but that has its set of challenges. And it seems to me like no matter how much a CBA program makes, the taxes, you don't see a reflection in taxes. You don't see the change in anything else. It's as if it's off by itself and we still here struggling. So I feel like leaders in these parts, and not just the leaders, we as the people as well, need to sit down and think of ways that we can generate money, that we can generate income, not just for ourselves, but as a country, even as a region, because having these things and just cane up the prices, it don't really work. So I think we need some innovative thinkers in the whole region to see how we can generate more money generally as a people, to me.
And I mean, the consideration is there. As you talk about CBI and you talk about those other areas, my mind comes to the challenges that Caribbean countries are facing, the pressure placed by the Europe and the other countries in relation to the CBI program and how it is managed and carried out. And one would think that, we have been blessed in the sense of having this program supplement a lot of the things that we do and the revenues that come from that program. And my mind goes on to think that in benefiting from the program now, we really need to think about ways that we could really improve other areas, so other areas are as effective, and we diversify and everything like that. Because it seems that with the external pressures, if they do get their way and the program, is not as beneficial as it is now, then we really would be in a bind. And so we want to make sure that if that were to happen, that we really think about creative ways, as you have mentioned, to chart our way forward, where we could be able to, take what we have, make it work.
Yes.
Yeah, and my mind goes on to, avenues such as agriculture and those kind of things, making sure that we could sustain ourselves, and perhaps market outside. So these are a lot of considerations to be made.
As far as agriculture too, I was reading that Grenada, the spice oil, has halted. Their Prime Minister, Dickon Mitchell, has decided to halt, excuse me, the exportation of raw nutmeg and chocolate. And he's having some pushback from the Grenada Corporation of Nutmeg Growers. And they're saying, well, how we repair our farmers, how we survive. And his argument is that over the last 2 decades, the nutmeg industry has been struggling. The spices have given the island its pet name, the spice oil. And he's saying that, to the outside world, it looks fine. But he's saying for the last 2 decades, the spice industry, just like the sugar industry in St. Kitts, has been struggling, and that Hurricane Ivan destroyed over 90% of the fruit-bearing trees. And nutmeg takes a long time to mature. And so he's saying that it doesn't make sense to export the raw nutmeg anymore, because, again, like sugar, when you export the raw nutmeg, is like countries like Indonesia and India, they have their lands are huge, so you can't compete in volume. So he's saying, the only way he can think of competing is value added. So instead of trying to put out your little bit on the market to compete with these giants, he's saying, stop sending the raw nutmeg out, because I don't create any jobs anywhere, and let's do value added, aka agro-processing. From nutmeg comes cosmetics, medicine, food. And so I like where he's going. Nutmeg
syrup, you know that, right?
Yeah, and it's a painkiller and everything. So he's showing that they have this thing called, I imagine it's similar to our 25-25?
Well, the 25 agenda is a CARICOM.
It's a CARICOM
initiative, yes.
But all them kind of rebranding it in their own way.
I gotta say, it's good to see. It's good to see my people waking up slowly. It's happening way too slowly for me, but it's still happening. Mr. Akufo-Addo, I think his name is, the president of Ghana. I think it was last year. He went to, I think it was Belgium or France, and he was telling them, man, you should have seen them squirming uncomfortably. Yes. You should have seen the body language was crazy. From them folks. He was telling them, well, we're not going to be selling you the beans anymore. We're going to start doing our own chocolate and the cacao beans.
Yes.
So I love to see it.
Yeah, because what we realize, even Africa, actually have a question about Africa. Anyway, we don't know that a lot of the food we eat, even though it comes and it says sometimes produced in this particular country, it's actually out of Africa. But there is this sort of cutoff that happens between us and that side of the world, specifically Africa. So sometimes foods, you have mega farms over there, They produce so much food. It down to cashews, palm oil, a lot of stuff. And it goes to China and it's rebranded made in China or da 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 da.
But
da.
you know, to your point, a lot of our tea comes from Kenya.
Yes.
Kenya.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
A
we
lot of
don't
tea
know.
comes from
We
Kenya,
really
yeah.
don't know. Even sugar, a lot of it is produced in Africa still. And then, so what happens is they just export the raw material. And then, like Belgium, as you said, they're known for chocolate. The chocolate coming from Africa. So it's like so much has been raped and used and rebranded, and a lot of people don't know that a lot of the things you use. You can't have a cell phone operating if you didn't have places like Africa, but we
Congo.
don't know. Yeah, oh God,
yeah,
don't bother talk about the
A
Congo.
lot of the minerals, one of the key minerals comes from Congo, something called coltan.
Yes.
Comes out of Congo, and that's one of the reasons why you're seeing all this unrest in
Yes,
Congo
but
for
even
the same reason.
Go way back to the
Because,
rubber trade in the
yeah.
Congo area as well.
Don't get me started on Mr.
All of
Mr.
that.
Leopold. Yeah.
Yeah, oh
Mhm,
God.
mhm.
You know, the Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're gonna
Let's not get into it. Yeah, yeah, because
But,
them
yeah.
folks, even the ones who live here, they're gonna get upset. So
No, I don't think anybody got heart to get upset about these things. Is
I mean,
past.
not that I care if they get upset, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just cognizant of the fact that they'll get upset at the
You
truth.
know what I find though? I find that like there are a set of people who it benefited for the races to be warring. Because if you deal with the average person and without the higher influences, economics, people are just people. You sit down, like, okay, for instance, I know a lot of Asians, you sit down with them and they like a lot of the same things. The attitude is very similar. They can blend in with you anywhere. They could sit down anywhere with you and chat. But then there are these social institutions in place that enforces the separation and all of that because it benefits a certain set of people. So for other races too, I used to get in my feelings because you know how a lot of people view us as blacks, but then when you understand that it's a disadvantage for everyone, and when they do become aware of the truth, it's devastating for them as well. So I don't even get mad at the average person
Amen,
anymore
sis.
because I do understand that it's an agenda, is something that's not necessarily from the common man, but the common man in every race is being used, you know. And it's not to say that everybody on the top is bad either. I'm
And-
saying a very small specific.
I think it's important. I think it's important. A lot of people don't realize. You know, the Bible says, in reference to us, a people, something to the effect that a people will be destroyed for want of knowledge,
Yes.
for lack, you know, for
Lack
for,
of
for, for
knowledge.
lack of
For
knowledge.
lack of knowledge,
And
my people.
a lot of us don't
my people
know.
suffer, yeah.
A lot of us don't know that the world system has been set up so that Africa, the Caribbean, and the global South is their is a supplier for their raw materials, and the idea is to keep us poor. They take the stuff, they refine, process it to the value added enterprises, sell it back to us. They keep us poor, and like I said, it's happening too slowly, but it's good to see that we're waking up now, and that
I'm
is being
glad that you
addressed.
said that too, because I mean, ultimately, like I've had such a journey from that. Ultimately, my view is that nobody can keep us poor and nobody can keep us down.
It's a mindset
And
of
it's
us.
the mindset as well. But when you are aware of these things, it has to be dual. It has to be both.
Yeah.
Because in order to even change that mindset, sometimes you have to become aware of what Jamster said too, so that you can see what's going on and then you can recognize that you have power.
We have a caller.
Caller, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Jamster,
Hey.
you know, this is my...
This is totally your
I'm so happy
wheelhouse
hearing you
now, huh?
guys on this.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously, you know, we need to have this discussion. Good morning, Mr. Gumbs, and
Hey, good morning, Jody.
your lady host here. Her
Good
name is
morning.
Vicky right now.
How are you doing?
Now,
He's
you
in his
mentioned-
element
you
now.
mentioned, Jamster, the president of Ghana talking about the raw cocoa, no more exporting the raw cocoa. But yet, it is still happening, Jamster. So what we have here, we have our leaders saying things on social platforms. It's almost like they're saying it publicly to appease the people, but yet it is being happening. It is still continuing, Jamster. Because cocoa are leaving Ghana to Switzerland still. Now look at what we have in our recent president, the president of Kenya. He was so offended when the late Queen passed, how African leaders was transported on a bus, and he commented on it. But look at what he's doing. So words and action are different in our leaders. These people set up a system of economics, and they are feeding
although
our
Journey,
energy.
to be honest, I didn't really see anything wrong. I remember the bus controversy at the funeral, but I personally, when I looked at it reasonably, I kind of understood, because you really couldn't have limos for all these people, right?
But what type of bus though? Can you have?
That is true.
I mean,
Benz.
wasn't Macron and all those people on buses as well, along with other leaders?
But what type of bus? Cause there are some luxury
like
buses.
coaches, yeah, those big. Hey,
the only African president who was transported by limousine was the Ethiopian Madam President of Ethiopia. Now, do you think they did that to her because she's a woman? I think not. She made a stand, and she demanded that she get protocol, which she was entitled to. I take the point that you're making about all of them. Then probably all of them didn't have to go then. All of them didn't have to go. And that's the thing with our leaders. We love to hop on. We love to have to go to Europe. We need to move away from these things, Jamster.
For real.
We seriously need to move away from it.
Journey.
They summon us even in the dead. We go.
Okay, Journey, we have to, because we have traffic talk coming up. But yeah, definitely take the point. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Journey. So, as Jamsa indicated, we're gonna take this short break and get back with traffic talk.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers, I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never, so why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. I warn all drivers, episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more.
8:33. I feel like I'm having some whiplash here because flashbacks or something. Inspector Keynes,
my friend,
welcome back.
What?
Operative word back. Traffic talk.
Well, for one moment there, Inspector, I thought Jamster was in trouble.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to what do we owe this pleasure?
Well, they have said that they have an information drive happening in District B, and so we're going to allow them to speak about it. Inspector and also Sergeant. So let me tell persons, we have Sergeant Henry, who's the norm here. She's a regular here on the show. We also have Inspector Keynes, and we also have Sergeant James. So, and they're going to be talking about what is happening in District B. And so we're going to allow them now to speak and give us some information as to what is happening in District B. And officers, before you go on further, you could perhaps, for the listening audience, say what area District B is.
Good morning to one and all, and good morning to my friend, Jamster. This morning we're here from the District B Policing District, and it stretches from Ross University in the Gut all the way over to Lodge in the Gut by the public bath. So it's a wide span. I believe we have a wider area as opposed to Bastille. Bastille is more dense in terms of residents, but we have a wider space, a wider span to police. This morning we're here with one of the sergeants from the district, Sergeant James, and he would speak to some offenses. We are more on an educational drive in the District B Policing District. We're educating the public as to the offenses and the normal, what they get, what they would receive tickets for on a daily basis. And we're saying you can avoid that by the same thing Miss Henry often said, comply or you'll be penalized. But we're more educating the public. At the same like Sergeant James to give us some of the offenses that are more prevalent and those that we deal with on a daily basis. Sergeant James.
Good morning, all.
Good morning, Sergeant James.
I am Sergeant James. I am stationed at the Debe Police Station. So, as the inspector said, the District B division think it best to go on an educational drive. What we realize that when we are out and we are enforcing the traffic laws, persons are saying they never know that was an offense.
Oh.
So we think it best we created a pamphlet with a number of offenses, and we went out and we conducted a VCP. But when the persons saw us, they thought we were stopping them for the normal stuff. But when we explained what we were doing, they were glad. So I will just run through some of the offenses that person did not know were offenses. Number one is the no light to illuminate rear number plate. Mm-hmm. That is where a light is at the rear of the number plate to illuminate it. And when there is no light, that is an offense, and it's $100 ticket. And when we tell person about that, they say they never know that was an offense. My vehicle came with no light for there. So we are asking the public to inspect your vehicle when you're using it. Also, we are looking at number one offense in District B. Last year, we issued 465 tickets for speeding.
Wow.
Persons are flying. So what we are saying is that in a built-up area is 20 miles per hour. In a non-built-up area is 40. So we are asking persons to pay attention to the signage on the road, because when you give them a ticket, they say, well, I never see no sign there to say that was 20 or 40, but the signs are there, but persons are not paying attention to what the signs are saying. Also, driving without rear light. When you turn on the vehicle, the red light to the back comes on before you can touch the brakes. But some vehicles are driving and have none at all. So if you're driving behind a vehicle, unless you're close up, you will not be able to see that there's a vehicle. But the red light is there to show you that a vehicle is in front of you. So we're asking persons to continue to inspect their vehicles and make sure that everything is up to par. So when the police is out enforcing, you can just pass through the vehicle scot-free.
Okay.
Yeah, while in the red light, I recognize some persons are attaching a red light to the front of the vehicle. It is dangerous. Why? I driving towards you, or other driver driving towards you and sees a red light, he would believe, or he would have the assumption that the vehicle is going away from him, not recognizing the vehicle is coming towards him. So it is very dangerous, and we ask that you discontinue. And we, of course, we only authorize buses to have a soft light as opposed to those lights that are very bright on the vehicle. And we want to remind you it is an offense, and if it is not authorized by the licensing authority, the Commission of Police, then we'll have to draw the line. While on that, the speeding, we recognize that the roads are good. We have modern vehicles, we have younger drivers. So we want to remind them again of the danger of speeding. We had an accident just a couple of days ago, and because of the impact, the injuries are very, very serious. If you're driving 40 miles, the impact will be 40 miles. Imagine somebody throw a stone at you at 40 miles per hour. Azard.
Yes.
You know the impact that you do? Those fast balls at the park, when they're bowling and the ball hits you, imagine a car with that weight, that engine, and it impacts you. You're talking about death. You're talking about disabled for the rest of your life. You have dependents, children. Don't think about you, think about the other person. So we not look at the wider picture. And that is why we're here to remind the public, don't just look about you for now. Look at the wider picture. Quickly before I close, Mr. Azard,
Yes,
Mr.
no
Gumbs.
problem.
The parking in Old Road, the parking in Challengers, the parking in St. Paul's and Palmetto Point, it has been there for some time. I spoke to the elders in Old Road, in Challengers, and we are thinking of reconfiguring in Old Road and Challengers, to be exact. The problem in Old Road is from the old movies to the Watsons.
Yeah.
So that area for us is a no parking at no time whatsoever. How we compensate for that? The street by the police station, the old police station, there's empty lots back there. So we encourage person to park and walk. So we're creating areas where we can collaborate with the public, get whoever in the area who can assist us, those truckers, those backers, and we make those areas parking friendly to free up that space. Because if that space is free at all times, the traffic in Old Road is not a problem. So while on that, we're looking at persons who have bits of land that we can create little parking areas. If we charge $5 per day, or if you could go to the business person and say, look, this space is for your shoppers. Provide a shopper to you, then you give the owner for the land a stipend per week or per month of every shopper. It's a win-win.
They are the old road fisheries to the back there.
Yes.
Oftentimes persons park there, to the back.
Yes.
Just where you have the supermarket that you speak about, the Chinese supermarket, then you have the little road down there.
Yes.
And then to the back there you have where persons sometimes park. That would be the fisheries area, but any consideration or discussion in relation to that?
That is not a problem, but we're looking at all the
empty lots.
Parkings and empty lots. At the center, we help people to create business, to get into business.
Okay.
Because all road is moving. And if you create that in the area, you pick up a $5 per day. It adds.
Yeah.
We are looking also at derelict vehicle drive in the District B area. We already started. We contracted a towing service, and that will be done very shortly. Now, quickly before I close, the roundabouts. We have a problem. I hear Ms. Henry repeating, and people are getting it. If you're going straight from Conway to Bastille, or going towards Frigate Bay, you keep left on the outer lane. If you're going straight, just imagine, once you're going straight, you keep left of the roundabout. You're coming from Conwy going towards the airport, you're making a right turn to go over the bridge or to the airport, you have the inner lane. And we want people to be aware of what is happening. What we find also, the lighting at Bastia, people said lights at working. It is far from the truth. I was in town a day ago, maybe last week. A gentleman said, officer, the light is not working. I said, come here, look out for me. He was parked away from the sensor. It was a long chuck. It was not on the sensor itself, so it was not activated. Supposing on the street to keep going, and he was saying, officer, light is working. We are saying you must be close to the solid line to activate the sensor. And so it is simple. These are things that people are not aware of, so we have to educate them and remind them. If you're coming down the Bay Road and the ball light is on, nothing is coming out of 4th Street, provided nothing coming from the Rams area, you are permitted. Once the arrow comes on, you have the exclusive rights. But once the ball is there, you can go straight, or if nothing is coming from Rams end, you can turn safely. It is safe to turn safely. I close at this point and allow you to ask the listeners to call in.
So how has the reception been? How have persons been receiving the information that you give in that district, District B? Is it well received?
Yes, it's well received, and persons are glad that the police is educating and not just enforcing.
I'm sure.
Yes. So, in terms of the speed, you indicated that the speeding has been an issue in District in B. Is it where, and I know in those built-up areas, it's usually 20 miles per hour. Do you find, though, that the speeding that persons are doing is around the 40 mile per hour range?
Yes.
Or more?
Yes,
Okay, so
40 and more.
Okay. So maybe perhaps discussions, because a lot of persons, even though it's 20 miles per hour, in their mind, they're thinking 40 is reasonable. And so maybe education as it relates to that.
But Mr. Gumbs, again, while on that, I believe we have to do some work. Some of these signs have been destroyed.
Yeah.
And to have this signage is a reminder. So that is some work we have cut out for us. Because a guy driving at 30 in a 20 mile, for him it is okay.
Yes.
But the police now sees that the police. So it's not a way beyond up to 60, 70.
Yes.
Let me put that out there.
Yes.
It could be at 35. But once it's over the 20, give and take, we said the person is exceeded.
Yes, so because a lot of time when we're thinking about speed and speed ticketing, persons think about the 70, the 80.
No.
But you could be in an area that's 20 and then you go in a 40 and that's speeding. So persons need to be cognizant of that.
You spoke about the sensors, so I'm not sure if it's true, but when you're crossing the pedestrian, there's a button that you press.
Yes.
Does that also affect the system, like letting it know that somebody's wanting to cross?
Yes, and while on the crossing says you cross when the lunar man, some people say the white man. It's really the lunar man. Once that is on the one that is on the PID monitor, you walk. You walk briskly, you walk.
Because there's a countdown too?
Yes. So you cannot join the line when the countdown is on. You start at the starting point when the lunar man is displayed. And you can't take your time. So you can't run because Azard already going, you run, catch him up. No. Providing not there at the start of at the walk sign, then you should wait. Simple as that.
Let me ask a question about that. In terms of the buttons, should it be one press, or some people
One.
they
Just
just one press is good. Okay. Okay, we have a call. I don't know if you want to take the call. Traffic Talk, you're on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Just a question there that I was thinking about. Considering on the mileage in terms of the speed limit, in built-up areas and school zones and stuff like that. If my memory serves me right, those 20 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour in areas and so on, those are signs that were erected like when? 1960, maybe? 1970? When I started observing traffic in 1980, they were there. When you got to consider, I don't know if anybody ever consider the advancement in the vehicles now. In 1970, 1980, the vehicles used to travel what? You know, you press down on the gas, you travel, you take like forever to reach across the road. Now, with the advancement in the vehicles and so on that they're building out now, I mean, 20 miles per hour is nothing. From you press on the gas, you gone. In a couple of seconds, you're covering 100 feet and stuff like that. So everybody, they're talking about this speed limit, but the speed limit needs to be reviewed because these are fast cars now. They're hybrid, electric vehicles, all these advancements in the automobile industry and so on. It gives vehicle the rise to move a lot faster, quicker, you know, from point A to point B. So just having those signs there from since 1960 when we used to have Volkswagen and trucks and so them old Bedford truck and all these kind of things. I don't know. I'm just thinking that I think the speed limit should be reviewed, you know, in terms of areas, of some areas where you can accelerate a little more. I don't know. I'm just trying it out there and see what you guys think.
Caller, based on what you said, back then we had those first class or first generation vehicles. Imagine today we have more vehicles on the road. It is not feasible, sir, because guess what? You have more vehicles, more traffic, more maneuvering, more walkers on the road. So it is even more dangerous in my view. We had an accident and fellas are going over cliffs, over bridges, and they come out dead. It means that it is not the same. Whereas if you go in and you meet a pothole, you want to swerve off of it, at 60 miles in those cars, it is going to overturn. It will overturn. You hit a curb wall at 60 miles or 40 miles, you're going to lose control, sir. It is not the same. I mean, I don't believe we are saying this. It is not the same. And think it is small. I went to America, drove for almost 8 or 12 hours. I was on the way I'm going. I slept on the way. I could circle St. Kitts within 3 times in a day before midday at 30 miles per hour. So scholar, things are not the same. As a matter of fact, I used to walk on the road. I'm afraid of it now. Whether case in the country, a lady standing to go to work, a lady lost control. Today there's an amputee, a young lady just in district with us recently. Because these vehicles are powered, high-powered. It is not the same.
And then now you have to consider the braking system.
The
and
braking
all of that.
system.
Is it functioning properly?
And if you...
Can I have a comeback on that?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
have a comeback on
Yes,
those
sir.
comments that you just made?
Yes, sir.
But you can look at it at another angle. I mean, I'm not saying that you should drive at an accelerated speed for an imaginary amount of time, because one, the geographical layout of the road does not provide for that, for you to be hitting 60 miles like for 5 miles anywhere, because right down the road there is a bend, there is a that, but there is some areas that are open, like going down Johnson Long Park by that nursing school and down to Ross and so. I mean, you can go down there a little faster. I'm not saying 60 miles an hour, but that 20 miles could move to 25. You can just gradually increase it. I understand the influx of vehicles and the congestion on the road and everything like that. But still, you have to come up with innovative ways in which you can assist, the owners of vehicles as well too, because at the end of the day, the primary responsibility for the safety on the road is not really the traffic, because you guys can put up as much sign as you want everywhere, every 2 minutes down the road, 10 feet away. The owners should be, and the drivers, we the people who use the road, to adhere to these signage that you would put up. You understand? And I think, it's not 60 miles. I agree with you, but consider it could be given to even adding 5 miles here or there because of as I said, the layout of the road.
Caller, let me come in this before we close, and we close with you. We look at the road coming from west, from the camp. Nothing is wrong about Azard. But guess what? Who gets there first gets to go at it.
Yeah.
But once you're coming from the west and you feel that you have the exclusive right, it is not so. It is a giveaway to traffic. If I get you coming from St. Peter's coming down and you all the way over there, you shouldn't come and beat me to the roundabout. But that is what is happening. Coming out of K from those side roads by the station, you also coming off from the hill by the Guy Street. Everybody flies down. You can't get a chance to get out. Whereas if you let go, if you come down slow enough, I ease out, I take for St. Martin. We're back out in traffic in St. Martin. Traffic has more vehicles than us. And everybody go and let go. But here we are to self. We have enough space for all of us to work comfortable. The roundabout, there was no need to, well, let me don't say that because I don't want to get in problems.
Yes.
But the roundabouts are adequate. It is first come, first serve. It is not you piping. No. We have to change that mindset. And that is why we're here, friends, to educate you how we can work together. Enough space for all of us to work together.
I don't personally understand why they're speeding. Sometimes you're in traffic and then somebody gonna just overtake you, whoosh, and then you look down the road, they're behind 3 more cars. It's like the spaces are so short. This is not a big place. So I don't understand it. They reach the same time as you still.
But a gentleman is at the hospital right now because somebody overtook and it's caused injuries. We don't want that.
Yeah, we have a caller.
Caller, go ahead.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you, Inspector Keynes and Sergeant Henry. Good morning to everyone else in the studio.
Hi, yes, good morning.
Inspector Keynes, I'm glad to hear your voice. I know it's not that way based on what I was told and so was informed already. Is another inspector of traffic and you're not the person, but I wish you were the person that was back in that seat. However, there's a lot of things that need to be done and I believe you definitely got much more done than was done before. Not disrespecting anyone, but everybody has some potential and limited ability to do things. You are someone who I believe can do a lot more. However, what you are speaking about speeding is an issue. The truth is, you have spoke what we see demonstrated every day. I'm trying to get to the roundabout before you, even though I should give way to the traffic, which you are on my right. We've seen it every day. Okay, the young man's opinion about speeding, another notch, 5-10 miles an hour, that's okay. But everybody's speed. The police officers is so considerate that most people don't get tickets as they issue. Because everybody do more than 20 miles an hour. Everybody. More than 40 miles an hour. Everybody daily. We've seen that. But the police just can't consider it. And I like the idea about moving and trying to at least replacing the parking in Old Road and the other villages that they are parking in the road too. Last night was an example. Sometimes you have to stop and wait so long for a vehicle coming onto you because the lane that you're occupying, there are so many cars in the lane. And I always speak of that concern. Should there be a fire along the way? Should there be an emergency, the ambulance? Believe me, it only takes that to take place, which of course is not right and nobody wants it to happen because lives can be saved and homes can be at least prevented or avoid burning that flat significantly. I like the idea of what you said. It is rather informative and educational. But even though you all come on the radio Monday to Wednesday and try to educate us, a lot of us don't care. We don't care because you want to use the word self. Most of us are so selfish that we don't even know. When we do things to others, we're doing it to us ourselves too. Inspector Keynes, I thank you very much for listening, and everyone in the studio, you'll have a good day. Sergeant Henry, goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for your contribution. We have about 3 more minutes, but as we continue the program, we also invite other persons who may have questions to call in and to ask a question. This is your prime time.
I think we also need to educate the pedestrians because sometimes you walk in, the light says green, and you have to be mashing down because somebody chipping going across the street. Take it the time to, And I'll be honest, us women mostly do it.
But I was the first to be the prosecutor for jaywalking, and I believe that is still on the record. But I would like to see more of that because guess what? We have person just walking casually, And we are a country of laws. If there are no laws, what would happen to us? I mean, I can come and take Azard short and go with it, and it's nothing. I can come and take your purse. So the law is the law, and we have to defend the law, and we are the guardian. And that is why we're here this morning, to educate you and to remind you that next time it might be just penalizing.
Yes. And so we want to thank you for what you're doing in terms of educating persons out there in the district as to what the offenses are. And in doing so, it would hope the spin-off would be that persons are aware and prevent, further infractions as it relates to the law.
And I like the idea again of doing the paid parking in these villages. And I'm all about business, as you know. So this is an opportunity for all people to think outside the box again on how to generate income. If you have an empty lot of land and it's just there harboring rat and smokers and different things, clear it off, do paid parking on it. And it does add up. It might sound small if you do the $2, $3, $5, but it does add up, and it actually makes the roads a lot safer. We have a lot of empty lots, so more people, if you're listening, cha-ching.
I'm just thinking if Azard could be the man with the money, and I just be the man to push the business.
I think because when the officer spoke about Old Road, I think where the Old Road police station once was up Station Street, and to the back, that's what we were talking for the parking. I think about it now as it is, and it's just dirt and a little bit of vegetation, but it could really be turned into something.
With a backhoe, you could be making some money,
Yes.
and feel good because you're contributing to your community.
And I mean, it would take some sort of change in mentality, because as Kititians,
we want everything free.
Not even that. We like to park
close
and exactly where we're going. So if it is that we want to come here, we're gonna park right in front. I mean, that's a mindset for all of us, We would rather park right directly where to the spot that we're going, rather than to park elsewhere and take a little 2-minute walk.
But as I was thinking, if I could get one of the persons who would have traveled for colleges or whatever, and they can come to the program, I just speak it, then the public could receive it.
Okay, before we wrap up, it's 9:00. I have a question. I have a question for you from a comment. The question goes: have the rules regarding the placement of registration plates on the front and rear center of the bumper been suspended? Have the rules dictating the size, spacing, and shape of the digits on registration plates been suspended? Hundreds of vehicles do not comply with the laws. Why should motorists obey other rules when those are being broken with impunity?
Jamster, we are trying to fix it. It has been broken for some time. And we are here. We only spoke to some of the offenses for now, but if we get a chance to come back, and of course I believe Sergeant Henry would continue the drive, but it is out there, and we are going to ensure we fix it. It has been broken. We have to fix it, or else it will get worse.
Okay. Okay, so I give you guys the last word. I mean, given the campaign you're undertaking now, there might be something you want to stress to the public before you go?
Just to the listening public and the persons that drive, continue to obey the rules of the road, and let's make it a safe. Remember, everybody is expected home.
Jamster, what I would say, we are working with the public, we are working with the people we serve, and we expect your full cooperation.
Sounds good. Okay, it's 2 minutes after 9 o'clock. That's going to do it for Traffic Talk, brought to you by Caribbean Alliance Insurance.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, Only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Life is unpredictable. When a serious illness strikes, such as cancer, heart attack, or stroke, the Family Critical Illness Plan from Kuna Caribbean Insurance can provide an extra layer of financial protection for you and your family against out-of-pocket expenses. Select a plan that fits your needs and get up to $90,000 in coverage. No medical examination is required. Contact your credit union or one of their approved family indemnity plan providers to enroll today. To learn more, call 466-9453 or visit their website at kunacaribbean.com. Kuna Caribbean Insurance, for all people.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
This February, embark on a love affair with the road. TDC Financial Services presents Love Affair Car Loan Special. Fall in love with your dream car with loan terms up to 8 years, as low as 4.99% interest rate. And here's the sweet part. Enjoy the first 3 months with absolutely no repayments. Turn your dream car into reality with TDC Financial Services Love Affair Car Loan Special. Visit our branch on Central Street in St. Kitts or Main Street, Charlestown, Nevis, or call us at TDC Financial Services today. Live the love affair with your new wheels with TDC Financial Services.
It's 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. We are back on Island Tea. What's up?
Inland revenue at 9:15, and so as we prepare for inland revenue at 9:15 to speak about their new platform and what they're doing there, we could have a little chit chat. I know last time we spoke about the One Love movie, and I know Jamsa was indicating how come one of the relatives of Bob Marley, I think his son, maybe he was saying, couldn't be playing the role of him. And here it says in this article how Ziggy Marley helped bring authenticity to One Love. And he says people had been coming to Ziggy Marley and his family for years with ideas about how to turn reggae icon Bob Marley's life into a movie. But it never felt quite right until a few years ago when they decided to be the instigators. So it was just a feeling, Ziggy Marley said, of getting his father's life on screen in a recent interview with the Associated Press. He said, and I quote, "We explored it without knowing what we definitely wanted to do, because we needed to make sure that the people we did it with was the right people who respected what we wanted to do, the culture, the authenticity, what we wanted." And he says here, This time, he said that they found the right partners, but it was a gamble for everyone, for Paramount Pictures and the other producers wanting to do right by Bob Marley's story, his music, his message, and worried about what would happen if they didn't. For Kingsley Benadir, stepping into the shoes of an icon for the family and friends who mind their memories for more intimate story, and for a director, Marcus Green, who had to bring it all together and make it sing. Early signs suggest from the movie-going audience it worked. Bob Marley, One Love, has only been in theaters for a few days, but it is already making waves at the box office.
It actually was number one over the weekend.
Yeah. And so you see, I know you were talking about having him star in the movie.
Well, not him, but grandsons.
Yeah, or somebody.
Or somebody.
And we were talking about it, but you see how instrumental he was in the production of the movie.
Yeah, but there was a kind of disturbing story about the Peter Tosh parts being cut out. Peter Tosh was actually played by a Jamaican, a guy who went to the same drama school I was talking about in Jamaica. Whatever the name is, I forgot what the person's name is, but. Yeah. They had a Jamaican guy play Peter Tosh, but all the parts were cut out, and there was a little controversy about that. So,
but
I still haven't seen. I didn't see the reason.
Oh, you haven't seen the reason?
Yeah, I didn't have seen the reason.
But you know, they have a little kind of thing going on with the Peter Tosh. It's like it's similar to the Kelly and Beyonce argument. I'm sure it's much more complex, but
it's along that line.
Something to do with. I did hear something to do with Andrew Tosh and something. Yeah. I don't know, maybe Andrew Tosh was figuring that he might need a cut of the thing, so maybe that's why they took it out. But the guy was, the guy wasn't really thrilled about the fact that he did all those scenes and they excised them from the movie, Yeah. But yeah, the movie apparently was number one over the weekend. I think 27 million is the number I heard on yesterday, I think. So.
And you have to be so careful with film and all these things, so I'm sure they had a reason to take
actually
it out.
And the soundtrack has I got the soundtrack like 2 weeks ago, and it has two it has a live version of a new song and a live version of No Woman No Crying that no one's ever heard before. It sounded live sounds pretty good. And like three new songs, I think, or two versions of songs that we know, which very interesting, and one new song. I forgot what the new song is called. Yeah, pretty interesting.
So you're planning on looking at the movie anytime soon?
Nah, I'll just watch that on VOD. Okay. I'm not gonna bother to go spend my money on that. No, because I have a lot of problems. I have a lot of issues with the Marleys and the way the estate is run. You get the impression it's all about money. It's all about money, and it just comes across as a crass commercialist operation, and that's where my issue lies.
Well, I mean, I would say, right, that
it's good. It's good that it's controlled by his family.
Yes.
But at the same time, I just don't like the vibe. I get a kind of soulless vibe.
Yeah.
From them, from Ziggy. I mean, this guy was defending his mother last week, and then a lot of people in the comments were saying, "You're talking about black women, and you're married to a Jewish woman. Apparently he's married to an Israeli, so he's married to a white woman."
Yes.
And I have a big problem. I have a problem with a lot of the people we hold up as our warriors,
and they marry interracially.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But Bob Marley himself, I mean, not to sound bad, but to tell Bob Marley, who was half white, to tell his son that he's wrong to marry a white woman is kind of hypocritical, But what I'm saying, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I used to feel that way a lot, but then when I look at the trauma that we as a people have, sometimes when you do think a certain way, sometimes depending who you're surrounded by, it's hard to find a mate who thinks on that level. And then the relationship between black women and black men sometimes is more complicated because we do have a lot of things left over from slavery and a lot of trauma. So sometimes the person that they find that they resonate with happens to be another race. And it's, it can feel kind of weird, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay.
But it's funny when you see all the people who are married to white people.
But it's changing a lot, though,
and it's like, no, meaning that a lot of people who you hold up as, that's a righteous brother, and that's a righteous, and then you're like, really?
Because I think too, like I used to judge them really hard too. But then when I understand, like when you are exposed, again, because we have so much trauma in our culture and in our people, when you are exposed to people who do not come from that trauma, it's almost easier to be yourself in a different way.
I also thought, in fact, this is where the Ziggy defending his mother, Rita Marley, came in. I also thought that Cindy Breakspear was out of place. When she that thing she posted,
I saw that.
And I was like, really? You
I saw that, and if I have to stand as a Christian person minded.
No, did I say Ziggy Marley? I mean Damian Marley. Damian Marley's mom.
Where she basically said, like, to regret her relationship with Bob would be to regret having her son, and to being a part of his, like, being exposed to Bob's greatness, and who could deny and regret that? If you look at it through a Christian context or through Christian eyes, it seems wrong. If you look at it through reality and think yourself, okay, well, there are some cases where people marry multiple wives, right? If you change your perspective, Bob, to this day, has had such an impact and continues to have such an impact on people, right? Can you imagine being in the living presence of the man? And he liked a lot of women, so ain't like she alone went go look for him. But I feel like it's so long ago.
But it was actually said that, and I agree with this, that if Bob wasn't who he was, she wouldn't have been interested in him, and you know this. And this is a white Jamaican, right? So
yeah, but we said that if Bob wasn't who he was, he would have never been Bob. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To say that she only liked him because of his status. We don't know that. When you listen to the man and you see the man, he's a dynamic soul, and women are attracted to strength. You have a lot of men who don't have fame, but they have multiple women because women are attracted to assertiveness and to strength. And who knows, maybe Bob walk in the room, all the girls them say, oh. You never know when the man say, hey, you never know.
Caller, go ahead.
We have a caller.
Yeah, good morning, Island Tea.
Hey, hi, good morning.
And the tea is boiling or it's done on the table there?
Well, it's already on the table.
Let me show you something. Rita was the downfall. Rita Marley. You understand? Rita bring up Ziggy them like they're different. They're different than the youth. It's them in Jamaica, and the father never like that. You understand? The father used to go out there and look for the poor people. When he tell you about cornmeal porridge, very experienced from the old people, them on here. Just his feet was the only courage. Rita move away from that. As the sister said, she was watching Wealth, and you could see what's going on in the movie. Me going. Have a good day.
But I have a problem with that too, right? When people say that people sell out and people move out. And Damien said it good, He said he was talking to a guy, and the guy said, talking about the struggle. And like, the struggle never ends. And he said, wait. What do you mean the struggle never ends? What were we working towards? And you have a lot of black people who have that complex. We say we want better. We say we deserve better. When better is presented, or you sell out. How could Damian Marley and them they say between regular people? We say people move out, but they don't talk about the attitudes changing with the people around them. You have no peace. You are in danger. Look at Nipsey. Look at a lot of people who stay between the people they come up from. We have to stop acting like poverty makes saints. A lot of people are poor and they're no saints. Poverty, we need to stop romanticizing it.
Thank you. I used to say that all the time. Earl Clark, God rest his soul. But I always used to feel like he used to it seems like he was making he used to talk as though poverty was some kind of holy,
Yeah.
virtuous cross to carry.
It's not.
But then, if not to be controversial as well, if you look at the Bible and and the way in which persons push it, it's as if it's okay for you to be poor now because greater is your
When you're
reward.
dead?
Yes,
When you're dead?
when you're gone. And so it's that kind of mindset in terms of interpreting scripture
Yeah.
as to tell you stay in
Yeah,
the position that you
exactly.
are now, because you don't have anything to worry about now, because this is just on earth.
Let's take this call. Call over ahead.
I'm taking the call ID, greetings to all.
What's up?
I'm good. You're good?
Yes. How are you
I'm
doing?
good.
Thanks for you. We are well, man. This time. Struggle continues, but it's time for it to end. Time for the
Exactly.
struggle to end. Time for the struggle to end. Yeah, and we said this without water in the mouth, you know. Yeah, you see poverty every day. a lot of people asleep, you know, they don't know what time it is.
No.
It's unfortunate. We not see the movie yet. We meet the sons them when we go as we are there. We used to be in Hope Road. Bongo Gabby, the elder who used to be around, is responsible for the song Natty Dread. Bongo Gabby from 9 Mile. When they leave out of town with all of the warfare, they go 9 Mile, go stay with Bongo Gabby in the house. Come off his bed, Rita, Bonnie and Bob. And because Bongo Gabby is a bingy elder who don't even smoke ganja, just be a steam pipe. where the youth them take up there now, Damien and all of them. Yeah, Bongo Gabby. Apart from my connection with Rita in the Orthodox faith, because she's an Orthodox member. Same thing with Bob, Bahani Selassie. And we get close to her. We used to cook shaital. Yeah, whenever we cook the soup, she used to tell me hide the pot. And apart from Rita, Bongo Gabby carry me close to them, and we get close to them, and we know certain things about the mindset. And you see Damien, the Queen's son, Damien, in spite of the color, you know, can remember, you know, His Majesty say until the color of the skin is of no significance, you know. They have to pass this color barrier, you know. Humanity, we are trying to heal, you know. And until the color is of no significance, it's the same Bob Marley with the brown skin was saying, black survivors. We are the black survivors. Yeah, he chose his mother side. Look at his mother. And you see how black and Congo should be. Yeah. And
But it always makes you.
Beg pardon?
Go ahead, finish.
No, man, say what you're saying. Man.
No, but it's always very. It's it's a complex thing. It always makes you wonder. Like I always wonder why a black men who don't marry women that look like their mothers. It's just crazy to me. I don't know.
And some of them are the most Afrocentric. But it's changing
Yeah,
though.
I don't understand
A
it.
lot more of these successful and so forth men are marrying black women now, more than ever.
I just don't understand. So it was interesting to me to see him defending his mother like that, and then they were going after him in the comments saying, "Yeah, but you're married to an Israeli."
But that's terrible too. So you can't defend your mother and appreciate the struggle of black women because you're married to somebody else?
No, but I think but I kind of see where they were coming from.
No, I understand that, but we as black people too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me hear what you say. You see, love have no color, you know. Love don't have color. And if Damien love his wife, and his wife love him, they are good to go.
I like the fact that you said that, because that's what I was thinking. But I said, let me hold off my view. I think, as you indicate, yes.
Love has no color, and sometimes connections do. People marry for more than one reason too.
So at the end of the day, you can't really, for me, tell someone
who to marry.
Yeah. It's their choice.
We also have to realize too that we coming from a black race and who have been financially stunted a lot. sometimes in order to affect certain changes, you need access to certain platforms, access to certain networks, access to certain monies. And sometimes the only way you can get that is to marry into that. So, and we have this where like, no, we're going to stay out here. But people like Jay-Z and them, the people give him a lot of flack. But if we want to affect real change as black people, we have to come out of this financial stupor that we are in.
But we should not continue to enable the oppressors.
How are you enabling them?
And making concessions where we're saying, I want access to this kind of.
But who says you're enabled? Because money is just the energy shifting.
No, because you're just making them more powerful.
How?
Because
look at the Kardashians, for example.
If you're going to concede that.
Hi, darling, hi.
Okay.
Can talk one time. Make him say, how we enabling them.
Yes.
No, but what I mean is, they've had a head start on us for hundreds of years, right? Them folks. And let's say you're in a situation where, okay, I'm in love with Chevrich, and then I'm also in love with this white chick. And boy, I'm really feeling both of them. Both of them, I could wife up either one, but I'm gonna wife up. I'm not gonna marry Chevrich because she is not. She's yes, and she's not gonna add to me from a let's say an economical standpoint. Oh, I'm gonna marry the white chick because her father has land and this and that and this and that.
Even in that example, you're assuming that all persons, because they're a certain color, have greater.
No, but I'm talking about. I'm saying in this example, the white person definitely has more means. And let's face it, white privilege works for them. Even if they don't have means, white privilege. You're going to the bank.
Yeah.
But okay, you
take. You're gonna tell me. You take some white person can go in the bank now and they can get $20 million. And Chevrich will go in the bank now and she wants $20,000 and they give her a hard time.
But this again,
with the exact same qualifications, exact same profile.
But Jam, let's look at it.
Only
Who is giving
different?
me a hard time? Isn't it my own blacks?
Yes.
And this is why sometimes, okay, I understand you're saying, okay, he'll choose the white one because she has more contacts and stuff. But we as a black people, sometimes we have to be a little less emotional, meaning that we've been on the bottom for a long time. We did not just end up there by accident. There was a lot of strategy and a lot of planning to get us there. Because it was a massive shift of wealth, right? How are we going to get it back? By sitting down and, no, you have to be smart. So even if he did go and marry that white woman because she has more access, do you know what happens then, Jamster? Look at the Kardashians. Everybody says, oh, they have these massive wealth. So all the children are black. He now has black people with money.
Okay, so this is a basic question.
That's an extreme case of black.
This is a basic question, just to understand your perspective on things going forward. Do you feel that persons should only marry people within their race?
No.
Okay. What about you, Jamster?
I can't tell people who to love.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But I'm trying to get us to see that because yes, you might say he should marry the black woman, and as far as love and our emotions, yes, it looks good. But it depends on the thinking of the man, because if he goes and marry into her family now, if you consider that the man is the head of the family, he gains access to resources and wealth that he would not have access to.
And the thing
and
about
he can help his community after that.
But people marry for different reasons. There are persons who marry out of love, and there are persons who marry for financial support and wealth.
It should be a mix of both.
I mean, I've had situations where I was dating someone and maybe people perceive as having means, and then the person would say, "Boy, why you didn't marry?" I'm like, and I get upset. I said, that's not what it's about for me. It's about how me and that person vibe. It has nothing to do with their means. That's absolutely nothing to do with their means.
That's fine, you know. And what I'm saying is, for some of us, our life journey and our path is not a radical one. It's about love and the emotions and all of that stuff. But for some of us who are militant, some of us who want to make certain changes, you don't get to make certain changes by just thinking about emotions and love. You have to be strategic.
But then it depends on the individual as well.
That's what I'm saying. If that's your thing. But if it's for somebody, say like for me, if I had to think about my race as opposed to myself, I would make more strategic alliances. You can't just think about the emotions sometimes.
And you see, again, as we indicated, as I've said, I think it's all based down to the individual and what that individual wants. Whether it's for financial gain, whether it's for love. There are some persons who see marriage as just, in the past, where it is that you marry for wealth.
I want to go off the line, but before I go off the line, let me say something. Individual salvation to get national redemption. Yeah? So, me no know if we don't overstand that. Because, you see, it's like we're talking about Damien. Yeah?
Ella, we're gonna have to leave it there because we have
Inland Revenue,
a segment. Yeah, they came late, but they're here. So,
Okay.
Okay, sure.
No problem.
Let's take a quick break.
Thank you so much.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Buster, hold it up, need the thirst quencher in my cup. If you have one, hold it up and say, Buster put the colors in my life. Refreshing and nice, and I drink that what we like. Buster, you're full of vibes, living for the color. And I'm black and white, we do what we like. We live to enjoy life. Buster, hold it up, different flavor. Load it up. If you have one, hold it up and say, Buster put the colors in my life.
Are you looking for a new dining experience to whet your appetite? Explore the flavors of the world at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge. Our menu features Latin, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, and Indian cuisine with a local twist. The cozy and elegant ambiance provides the perfect backdrop for an unforgettable dining experience, whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a business lunch. Our restaurant is the perfect place to discover new tastes and enjoy a delicious meal. Book your table at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge today by calling us at 465-9100 or visit our website at ktcsvdm.com and our Facebook page at Pangea by KTCS Limited. We are located in the heart of Port Sante, Bastille, St. Kitts. Come and explore the flavors of the world.
And we've got two officials from Inland Revenue, the Inland Revenue Department. They're in studio, and they are here to make a presentation. And they're continuing thrust to make the public aware of their upgraded services, etc. Good morning.
Yes. So Inland Revenue, and it's all about SMARTs, right?
That's right.
And SMARTs went live on, SMARTs go live, and the date that it was released was February 6, 2024. So tell us more about it, SMARTs.
SMARTs is our new tax administration system. Mm-hmm. And first of all, before I go any further, just let me greet listeners in Radioland.
Wonderful,
and,
yes.
I am Eliza Mills, and with me in studio, my colleague is
Odin Blanchett. Mm-hmm.
All right. And so SMARTs is a new tax administration system that allows the taxpayers more ease in filing. All right. As SMART is an acronym, and that really stands for Sustainable, Modernized, Administrative Revenue Tax System. What that means is that SMART can move with the times. As things change, it can adapt, it can grow, it can change to our catering needs, both of the individual, the department, and the country. All right. It's a modern system that will allow both the Inland Revenue Department as well as the general populace or taxpaying public to administer the taxes.
Mm-hmm. So tell us, in terms of the tax, we hear How does this really, and you briefly mentioned it, but going further as to how does this benefit us as taxpayers in terms of the ease and everything like that?
Well, as individuals, we all dream or hope that we will have systems in place, especially from the governmental standpoint, that would be efficient, that will help us on a ground, from on the ground, on a day-to-day basis. Operationally, we need to make an impact. We need these systems that are put in place to make an impact. And so what SMARTS does is that it allows our taxpayers to effortlessly file and pay their taxes online.
So tell us some of the taxes that persons would be able to pay online from this program specifically.
Well, you have your corporate income tax, your unincorporated income tax. By the way, these taxes are just for this go live. We have other go lives that's coming up for the remaining of the year. So for right now, the taxes that are offered are, as I mentioned, the corporate income tax, the unincorporated income tax, VAT, that's value added tax, your B&O, that's your business and occupation license, your liquor license, and any on-demand fees and licenses.
And as Mr. Blanchett would have mentioned, our next go-live date is slated for March 2024, and we're hoping to put the property tax, administer the property taxes via SMARTS. In August of 2024, there will be an enhanced and an improved vehicle and driver licenses system that most of us will be impacted on. So SMARTS really will affect all of us. So all areas of lives, because we have properties, we have vehicles, we have taxes, we have businesses rather.
Yeah, so as what I'm gathering here is that you will have a series of go live where you are going to be adding additional categories.
Yes, it is our hope at the department that all of the taxes that are currently being administered by the department will be able to administer them from SMARTS.
And so again, in August 2024, the motor vehicle and driver's license. When you say the motor vehicle and driver's license, explain how does that benefit me in terms of now being on SMARTS?
Well, it is anticipated. As I said, the ease of doing business, that is what is key. It is hope that we will streamline the entire process, and so all of the relevant stakeholders, it is anticipated with time we will have all them all online. So no longer would be able to, drop here from there. The process is going to be seamless. Okay. All right,
and you can
moving
do
forward,
online.
And everything would be able to be done online.
Because when I think about this, I'm thinking about the photo that you have to take, when you renew your license and stuff like that, and wondering if this would fit into that, whereby you could just upload a photo or something like that.
Basically, that's where we want. That's the direction we are looking to go eventually. That you could also use old photos, so we give options. So
All right, and that really brings me to where we are at in relation to the business and occupation licenses. As it relates to the photos, we cannot say definitively what will happen in August as yet, because as you could imagine, the transition is something that is grand. It will affect over 40,000 people, all those households in St. Kitts. And so what Inland Revenue has done in the interim is that, as you would have noted, we are taking a phased approach to implementation. And the first one we started with was with the taxes that Odin would have mentioned. In order to facilitate the taxpayers and to help transition the taxpayers into the new system, the department thought it wise to provide an extension to renew their business and occupation licenses. I know I appreciated it and others appreciated it as well. All right? So I want to let the public know that since SMARTS has been launched, the deadline for the business and occupation licenses still remain in effect, the extension that is, and that is March 31st. All right, so persons are still required to come to the department and renew your business licenses.
I know some persons must be very appreciative of the grace period as well that would be given to them, that is given to them.
No, once they're in the Inland Revenue Department, all businesses will be required to come to the Inland Revenue Department in the initial instance to ensure that they've renewed their business license. Now, why did we take this approach? We want to make sure, because it's a new system, that we have the best information available on our system so that we can better serve our populace. Now, I am making a special appeal at this point in time to all our taxpayers to cooperate with the department, because the reality of the situation is, if we receive faulty information from you, the information that we would not have the correct information upon which to work. So the process, once you come to the Inland Revenue Department, what would happen in this particular instance, when you're renewing your business license, we're going to ask you to validate your taxpayer information. Yes. And then we're also going to ask you to register for SMARTS, the online portal. And then thereafter, we will have you go seamlessly to the cashiers and pay. That is in preparation for the renewal process in 2025. So in this phase, we want to make sure that everything is fine, that the information that we have is sound, is accurate, and thereafter the taxpayers will be able to go online and renew effortlessly. All right? And persons may also visit, when it comes to the registration for the online portal, which is called My Government Portal.
Yes.
Right? They may go to www.sknird and do their registration there as well. What will happen in this instance is that once they go in, put in the relevant information for current e-services users, they are expected to use the same email address that they had before. For the new ones, they put in the one that we would like Inland Revenue to contact you at. And thereafter, you will receive, once all of the relevant information is in, we will receive an activation code. Once that activation code is received, you'll be able to move seamlessly and connect with the SMARTS, Inland Revenue SMART system. Now, one of the things to note here as well is that we are seeing taxpayers have actively started to use the system. I want to commend all those persons who have jumped on board and who have begun to use the system. It's testimony to the fact that there is some ease of use, all right? And it's a good system that persons can use. But for those persons who have experienced a bit of issue, we recognize that there's one thing is happening. Persons have not, the activation code is going to the junk. So we're asking, once you would have gone through the process of registering online, ensure that you receive or pick up your activation code online.
So thank you so much for that explanation. We're looking now, as you said, the valued added tax, and how is that going to be done? How does that all fit in with the SMARTS?
As far as the value added tax is concerned, we also extended an extension to taxpayers. So, to allow for persons to adapt and for Inland Revenue, the benefits are twofold. And so there was an extension to file, and that extension, that extended date rather, is February 29. All right? It's month end, all right?
Heads up.
And as I said before on the show, it's Monday 19th, so it's February 19th. You have 10 days.
Yes. All right, so yes, you have some days yet to go, all right? And so the tax ordinary would have been due on the 15th, and we're saying, no, because there's this transition, we want to ensure that everybody and, persons are given some extra time, bearing in mind all the things and all the needs of the various stakeholders, so that they can file on time and, grow with smarts as well.
So what are the in terms of the departments, what's the hope, the vision of the departments in relating smarts to the public?
Well, we want to serve the general public with distinction. And from an inland revenue standpoint, we recognize that the transition process is tedious, and because it demands a lot of attention to detail. And so inland revenue is doing its best to ensure that it continues and even improves on its reputation to deliver service that is of superior service, that is, we're charting the way forward, really, when it comes to service delivery and setting customer standards. And so we want to continue that. And so during the period, as it relates to that, what inland revenue will do is that it has to offer or create new things. It has to create new certificates and have these all delivered to the taxpayer.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. We look at
from the taxpayer standpoint, however, this will allow the taxpayers, of course, to renew their business and occupation licenses if they have not done so, and also to register online and file and pay online. So, value-added taxpayers, the extended deadline is February 29. You're encouraged, if you have not done so already, renew your business and occupation license, to come into the Inland Revenue Department. There are customer service representatives on the floor who will be able to assist, and thereafter you'll be able to file and pay online. Notwithstanding that, you still can go online and register for the online portal. And there again, there are prompts, the system, if you were to go on there. I see my good friend over there has a device. I'm hoping that he's being tempted to go on right now.
I've been on the system before, trust me. I make my payments online where I can.
All right, lovely.
It does help a lot, especially when you're doing a business and you're so busy.
Yeah, and you don't have the time to go down the line.
During the hours.
Yes.
That's right. Smarts really put the taxpayer in the driver's seat of their own affairs.
I'm sure a lot of filing goes on in the night. No, when you finish and you're able to sit down as a small business people at least.
But we are hoping that a lot more individuals will embrace this opportunity. It's something that is new. It's something that God has blessed us with. Inland Revenue over the years would have looked at our systems, listened to the complaints, and in an effort to improve our services, this is what the end result. This is the end result that we have come up with, smarts. And so we are appealing to our general population. Don't be afraid. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just another phase of growth, another phase of implementation. We are asking you, if you have any fear at all, come into the Inland Revenue Department. There are customer service representatives on the floor who are there to assist, and they're solely there to help you transition. For value-added taxpayers who may not have received their value-added tax certificates or their TINs as yet, feel free to come contact our customer service or help desk.
Wonderful. I also see about the in-house changes to help taxpayers transition. So could you tell us about the in-house changes?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. As far as our in-house changes are concerned, as I said, we have individuals on the floor, okay? We are administering smarts and also managing the taxes that have not transitioned to smarts as yet. And so we really try to ensure that the public will be impacted, especially those that are not affected by smarts as yet. We want to get them inside the office and out of the office as quickly as possible. So we have We organized our office to serve both smart officers, smart taxpayers, as well as those persons who are not dealing with those taxes that have transitioned. There are also kiosks. Once you walk into the department, you can expect to be approached by a customer service representative who will ask you how you may be served in that particular instance. And thereafter, they would guide you through the process. Some will be ushered to, if they're dealing in particular with SMART, so the customer service representative or taxpayer services agent, that will help them to register, and thereafter they will go and register for the online portal. All right. In the case of business and occupation licenses, once that is done, and all the checks and balances have been taken place, the persons then can go to the cashier, a smart cashier, because we also would have made some changes there, and they can renew their or pay for and receive their business and occupation licenses.
Okay, we're pretty much out of time, but let's take at least one call. I've had a few calls coming in here in the last 2 minutes or so. Caller, go right ahead. Okay, well, looks like we lost that one. Okay, so I give you guys, it's 9:48. I give you the last. Okay, let's take a quick call. It's always nice to get in touch with the public. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, good morning. WINNMedia Family. Out of all the government tax collecting business, Inland Revenue has stand out. And I give your boss, Mr. Giff, some props, because the customer service down there is so great. And it's just, it ain't never watching it, pick up the job. But I want to do one thing for me. Is to put some paint on the building. You cannot get an entity like that and tourists right in front of the Pelican or any visitors them come through looking like that. Mr. Giff, if you're listening to Jam down with good friend, he said first. We have to talk.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you so much, caller, for that. First, for the commendation and the recommendation. I'm sure it's a wonderful testimony to what we are dedicated to do, that is to serve. And also, with regards to the recommendation, let's all continue to build our nation through responsible tax administration. So we are allowing individuals the opportunity to serve by, paying their taxes, so that, all aspects of our, of our services will be touched, including the face of our building. Okay, and I also want to remind individuals that we have created a help desk. Persons may contact the Inland Revenue Department via phone, via email, and of course, last week we had some issues with our phone line. Persons were not able to contact us, so I want to just, in brief, say what those numbers are, or numbers, or cell phone numbers that you may contact our help desk persons at 663-6456, 662-8827, and 663-7563. All right, again, our numbers are 663-6456, 662-8827, and 663-7563.
You can, if you have missed the important information we've shared.
You should give your landline numbers as well.
Yes. Just in case, you could also call us in the office, just in case you missed those cell phone numbers. That's our office number is 465-8485. You can also visit the website. There you can find the cell phone numbers at the bottom of our notice category, an announcement. So just in case you missed that part of the interview or this part of the interview where we share the numbers, you can visit our website. That is www.sknird, and you can find the contact or the help desk numbers so you can get in contact with us and we can address your queries. Also, you can visit our social media platforms for other updates and tutorials. One thing we're trying to do, we're trying to push tutorials. Sometimes we may, for whatever reason, you, taxpayer, let me put it on you, may have whatever reason you cannot come in, you may not have the time at that time to talk, but you can, in your spare time, visit or go on our social media platforms. That's on Facebook or Instagram or even YouTube at the Inland Revenue Department, St. Kitts Nevis, Inland Revenue Department, and you can find our tutorials where you can know how to register for this new VAT system we are pushing.
No, so persons, once they go on to www.sknIID and click on e-services, that will take them to the My Government portal. Okay?
Yes.
Smart's My Government portal is as easy as that. Click e-services wherever you are. We're encouraging individuals to, register, to file online, to pay online. We have designed this specifically for you. As a matter of fact, you not only get to file online and pay online, you get real-time updates. So persons in the past would have said, they want to know what their balances are as they would have filed them. You can get real-time updates. Also, you will get an opportunity to have, the information at your fingertips. The taxpayers, as we said, they're in the driver's seat, so they can change the information, change their addresses, update their account information, and we are really banking on the general public, persons who love St. Kitts and Nevis, and I believe that all of us demand and want growth. And this is one of the ways that we have sought to make a positive contribution to our federation by encouraging individuals. We have gotten in the system, now we're encouraging individuals to go on. So at this point in time, one of the specific benefits is that the individuals, as the host here would have said before, would have the opportunity to file and pay at their convenience. That means that would spend more time in their businesses earning, and that's what Inland Revenue wants. You earn, so we all grow.
Wonderful. And so I want to say thank you to both of you who have come in, and we have spoken about the smarts and talking about technology and how it's helping the Federation move forward. So as we conclude this segment, we await as we wrap up the entire show as we meet almost the 10 o'clock hour.
Thank you for coming.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Are you looking for a new dining experience to whet your appetite? Explore the flavors of the world at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge. Our menu features Latin, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, and Indian cuisine with a local twist. The cozy and elegant ambiance provides the perfect backdrop for an unforgettable dining experience, whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a business lunch. Our restaurant is the perfect place to discover new tastes and enjoy a delicious meal. Book your table at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge today by calling us at 465-9100 or visit our website at ktcsvdm.com and our Facebook page at Pangea by KTCS Limited. We are located in the heart of Port Sante, Bastille, St. Kitts. Come and explore the flavors of the world.
We're different. We're 98.9. We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Okay, we are back in the final 2 minutes of the show.
Yes. We've had such a packed morning. We've discussed so many things on the
Yes.
program. It has been wonderful.
Really?
Yes.
Mhm.
And, tomorrow we get back on the program starting to discuss other topics in the news.
Everything that's going on.
Yes.
And it has been quite diverse, the discussion. So I like
Mhm.
it. That was really good. Starting off Monday with energy,
Yes, always,
Yeah.
So as we wind down and we want to tell persons and we want to wish persons, not tell, but we want to wish persons, we wish you the best for today, Monday, the start of the work week, as I like to say, because Sunday is often regarded as the day for rest for most people. And so as today is the first work day for most people, I just want to wish that, all your plans, everything that you wish for this week would
that
come,
you achieve them.
come true because, it's all about productivity. It's all about ensuring that you get that work done.
And remember to start off your day right at mornings with Island Tea. We give you that little extra boost. And we couldn't do it without the sponsors. So we want to say thank you to all our sponsors as well. We much appreciate it. And we're able to bring this to the audience. So I do hope that we make the mornings a little brighter for persons,
Yes.
drag out to work and to listen it and feel a little better.
So thank you so much, guys.
And big ups to Pangea Restaurant for coming on board as a sponsor.
Oh,
during
wow.
this day. I think I guess maybe we can do the giveaway tomorrow. I think there might be another giveaway.
Oh, yeah, we had a wine to give away, didn't we?
So we can do that tomorrow probably.
So you see there, listeners, make sure you tune in tomorrow early from 8. You never know. You might just win yourself a nice gift.
Island Tea, that's where it's at.
Okay.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Bye.